What's up, YouTube? Well, in this video, I guess I'm going to explain the title kind of says itself, and so is the thumbnail. But basically, this video is just basically me coming out, or at least coming out onto the internet and YouTube, obviously, and just announcing myself as a Brony. I've basically, when the show kind of started getting popular back in 2010, when the show was launched, it was already getting some hype to where this YouTube channel called Teens React, which is made by the Fine Brothers, showed a video about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And it just showed everybody reacting to it. Sorry about that. There's no way I can control that. But anyway, they were showing a video of Friendship is Magic and people reacting to it, and just the facts that they were giving about how the show just reached popularity, just how nobody really kind of saw it coming and all that, and just how a lot of male audiences my age just got in, just really liked the show. So eventually, a few months, maybe almost 8 months later, I finally decided to give it a chance. And what better episode to start a series than the first episode? And I saw the first 2 episodes because it's kind of a 2-parter, and I enjoyed it. It took me a while to see another episode for some reason. I guess because I was hanging out with my friends at this point, or who I thought were my friends at this point. And they never really liked the fact that I was a Brony. One kept on, mainly one just kept on harping on me. The other one just doesn't know how to talk sometimes. And the one that was just harshing on me just kept on telling me, he's like, that show was originally made for girls, right? I'm like, in a future video, I'm going to explain why that doesn't really make sense, why the concept of Bronies and the fanship of Bronies actually is a very understandable thing, especially if you know the creator of the show. But again, that's for a different video. But so it's maybe another 6 months or so later. Basically, it's April 2013 at this point. No, April 2014. There he goes again. Yeah, it was April 2014, sorry. I also had to wait for him to drive away. But I just decided to rewatch the first 2 episodes again, since I was only that far into it. And basically from early April till the Saturday morning, or if not, maybe Friday night before the season 4 finale, Twilight's Kingdom, or it might have been a few weeks later. But within the same month as the season finale of season 4, I'd already caught up with the first, 4 seasons of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and I just really liked the show. I thought the first seasons, which is obviously meant for its initial audience, which is just basically the young girls and all that, and their fathers who would watch the show with them. Definitely love basically the same thing that everybody else loved the show for. Just the animation, the storylines, the plots of the stories, the characters, just the diversity of characters and just how they got along. Just the villains and everything. The Cutie Mark Crusaders, just a whole bunch of things just kind of got me liking the show, and just made me glad that I ended up watching the show, and I really didn't care at this point what my friends or my so-called friends had to say. I knew I liked the show, and I knew that they couldn't really take that away from me. And so anyway, the first 3 seasons were great. I didn't really mind the whole Twilight Sparkle becoming an alicorn at the end of season 3. If anything, I was a little more bummed out that season 3 was only 13 episodes long and had a 1-part season finale as opposed to a 2-parter, or as opposed to it having 26 episodes in the season. And then I'd already heard that season 4, this might have been what kind of pushed me, But I already heard that season 4 was meant more for the Brony audience, just as much as it was meant for the initial audience, which kind of made it for more mature stories, more story arcs, and just a lot of humor that the people in my demographic would understand. And again, it was a great 65 episodes for the first 3 seasons. Season 4 was just a breeze after that. I loved the Pinky Pride episode with Weird Al Yankovic playing Cheese Sandwich. That whole episode just in itself was just a trip to watch. It was amazing. Loved Pinky's story in that. I hope to see Cheese Sandwich, i.e. Weird Al Yankovic, in the show again. I've basically heard that online that they kind of, the feeling's mutual between Weird Al and maybe even the show's creators. So hopefully maybe in season 7 or something, we could probably see him again. Again, I like how they didn't really make the whole Twilight Sparkle is now an Alicorn thing a little too intense, or the fact that she's now a princess a little too much of a jumping the shark moment. They actually played it off pretty well to where it almost as if, even though you could obviously see the wings and her horn a little bigger and the fact that she was called princess every once in a while, they did it in such a manner to where it was like you're watching season 3 Twilight Sparkle all over again in season 4, just with a way better storyline, with a whole season-long story arc going along with it. And I thought the season 4 finale was really great. I liked the whole destruction of the treehouse and turning into the castle, and how Princess Twilight Sparkle now became the Princess of Friendship. I mean, I'm aware that, anybody would kind of see that as a little cheesy and just off-putting, but then again, you got to remember what the show is about and who the show was for. And so that just obviously didn't really bother me. I was like everybody else. I kind of didn't like the fact that I had to wait almost a whole year for season 5 premiere, especially knowing season 5 was going to be epic. And I'll admit the first 13 episodes of season 5 kind of took it a while, but they were still great episodes. They were still probably episodes that were better, if not just as good as season 4. Definitely better than the first 3 seasons. Not saying that the first 3 seasons aren't good. Just I loved how they changed it, like from season 4 onward, for both the initial audience and for the adult audience, like the Bronies and the Pega sisters. Just love the whole cutie mark theme. The cutie mark Crusaders finally getting their cutie marks. I don't want to get her name wrong. Glinda. The Griffin kind of getting her heel to face moment. Just seeing her make a comeback. The 100th episode was fun to watch. Luna's Nightmare was a great mid-season finale in my opinion. The Tank episode, Rainbow Dash finally getting her first solo song. Just the introduction of Starlight Glimmer and the whole, I guess, lack of a better term, communism approach for cutie marks. I just thought that was amazing. And the last 13 episodes of the season just really blew me away. Like, they were so fun to watch. They felt like 11-minute long episodes instead of 22-minute long episodes. Even the lighter episodes of that half were still phenomenally great. Again, probably the lighter episodes of those were probably better than some of the intense episodes of the earlier seasons. And just again, the whole face to heel thing with, or heel to face with Starlight Glimmer at the end of the season 5 finale, just how it kind of touched on to the cutie mark episode back in season 1. I also thought it was, in that moment right there, just how they touched on that particular episode was a special moment for me, because I found out shortly after I saw said episode all the way back in 2014 that I had actually watched that episode on the 3-year anniversary of the episode premiering, just out of coincidence. And the fact that it was about Rainbow Dash's Sonic Boom just, affecting everybody and how they got their cutie mark, and just how that led to, everybody who's seen the episode obviously knows that led to a trigger of how Equestria is still Equestria, and not some sort of doomsday apocalypse from any sort of villain from any season. I thought that was great. I thought the, again, heel to facing, as much as I liked it, I thought it was a little too quick. but I knew it was going to give great potential for season 6. I was kind of curious how season 6 was going to play out. And then season 6 came out, and all 26 of those episodes were just as great as the last 13 episodes of season 5. There wasn't a bad episode that season. Then again, I don't think there's been a bad episode of My Little Pony at all, but not really a bad episode that season. Just great how they kind of made it a main 7. Kind of like how they did with Equestria Girls with the main 7 with Sunset Glimmer. I like how they did that with Sunset Shimmer. Sorry, I like how they did that with Starlight, and just how they didn't do that a little too much to where it didn't really change the show again, but they still helped amp the story again, like how they did with season 4 with her being the now being an out corner. How season 5 did the Cutie Mark theme. Thought season 6 was great, even though it didn't really have a main theme about itself. It was just really more about helping Starlight Glimmer realize that she can be a good friend and all that, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I thought that could really help anybody that's in an isolated time just get out of it and just realize that you do have friends around you and all that, and that just kind of made me feel closer to Starlight than season 5 did, and I think that's why a lot of people liked her. Again, going back to the whole heel to face movement, I loved how they did that with the changelings at the end of the season, and how they did that with Trixie early on in the season, to how Trixie was eventually accepted by the group, especially Twilight. Just the songs were great, the episodes were good. They're good. What more can I say? I like how the Cutie Mark does things in pairs. I would like to see one person have to do a solo mission, or 3 people or more have to be designated to a map instead of just a pair, but the pairs they do so far have been pretty great, even though they've only done it for 6 episodes now, 3 for 5 and 3 for 6. But I love how the show is just making everybody friends with one another, which I think that's really a great moment for a show that is calling itself Friendship is Magic. And like I said, I just really like the show. I actually never had a problem with the Equestria Girls series, even back when it was just the one movie. I never had a problem with that movie. I kind of just assumed that they were going for every other high school movie. And I thought, that's not merely me trying to be insulting or sarcastic. I just legitimately thought when I saw this movie, the songs were great, like everybody says, no denying that. I just thought the plot was really trying to go, like, the whole premise is her going into a teenage world, or a human world with teenagers in it. And, that just kind of made sense that it would almost parody high school dramas in the same sense. And on top of it, you had great songs. So even back with the first Equestrian Girls, I never had a problem. And now with Rainbow Rocks, Friendship Games, and Legend of Everfree, which Legend of Everfree is probably my favorite one, and the 6 songs in those songs might actually be my top 6 songs throughout the whole My Little Pony Friendship is Magic franchise. And like I said, I think each of the Equestrian Girls movies get better after each one. I love the fact that the fans are more accepting of it than they were when film 1 came out, like I said, to the point that everybody's a little excited about not only season 7 coming out next year, or the motion picture coming out in the theaters next year, which I definitely want to see in October, but the fact that Equestrian Girls now has 3 specials set to premiere next year that take place after Legend of Everfree, so they have all their powers with them now. I think with both the main series and the Equestrian Girls series, I think they definitely show the ability of getting better after each one. And like I said, I'm just a huge fan of the show. It's for a while it was my favorite series, but it's definitely still my top 2. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but Teen Titans Go has got to be my number 1. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I just think of it as a great show. It kind of reminds me a lot of other shows I watched growing up, or the other shows that I watch currently that are adult oriented, and it just brings back the nostalgia, and plus Beast Boy Raven. But that's trailing off the concept of this video. The point is that I am definitely a good fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. You know, I had t-shirts, like as you can see with the thumbnail. I had more of them. I had a Rainbow Dash plush toy and all that. By the way, I think Rainbow Dash is probably the best pony. And that's not just because everybody said that when I started watching it back in August 2013 or anything like that. It was really more of just me going into the first episode with an open mind. And even when I re-saw the first episode, I tried doing that again just to make sure I wasn't doing it for the fact that everybody was saying Rainbow Dash is best pony and all that. And in my opinion, I think I'm not saying she's the best pony, but she's definitely my favorite character in the series. And again, that was just me going to the show with an open mind and just loving her introduction, just loving her, you know, you find out how she is actually loyal and all that as the series progresses and everything. She has the ability of flying and super speed, two of the best superpowers anybody could have. I loved her tomboyish nature. I never really got or understood the whole controversy of her being a lesbian thing. Even if she was, why would that matter? But no, I just really like the character. I hope someday I'll get a tattoo of her cutie mark, like maybe right here. And that's been an idea for mine for a while now, ever since I got all these right here. But anyway, I guess to sum up this video minutes later, yeah, I'm a fan of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and that therefore I'm a brony. And I hope in the future to do other videos, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic related, about maybe my review for each individual season, and probably a little more take on some of the episodes for each season. Each individual Equestrian Girls movie and my take on those. And again, like I said, just why I feel like the whole flack for the whole My Little Pony brony community just does not make sense if you really research how the show got started and what made the show actually become the show that it is. You could, I mean, you know, if you don't feel like waiting that long to see when that happens, my best advice is just to watch the documentary on Netflix, A Brony Life. That'll have some of the information on there, but I'll have a little more things that I've looked into myself about why, again, it doesn't make sense to give brony such flack. I mean, I know 2016 is a way different atmosphere than it was back in 2013 or 2010, but I still feel like the subject matter is still relevant, because I still am aware that there is bullying. Sorry, I don't know why I can't talk. Why there is bullying going around for people that are bronies, or even Pegasisters for that matter. So I just kind of feel like it's not really necessary and all that, and I kind of just feel like not really so much of means killing with quietness or just trying to be insulting, just flat out explaining to them why it's unnecessary to bash somebody that's a fan of the show. But anyway, this is my video of me saying why I'm a fan of the show, why I like the show, and again, just like the title says, me coming out as a brony. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I hope this helped a lot of other bronies, or a lot of closeted bronies or Pegasisters out there. You know, hopefully a lot of other people can agree with me on some of the topics I mentioned in this video. And I'd love to see the friendship online just explore through this. Or maybe even in real life. Let's see. But anyway, again, that's my video, and thanks for watching. Peace.